Well, you know, fashion trends are constantly changing, but there are some things that never go out of style.
Like our fashion expert, Jordan Dechambre, never out of style.
Oh, thank you.
Always trending, always trending.
Always trending. Now, you have a few fundamental things that we've been talking about, telling people that there are 5 essentials.
Yes,
that you need to have.
absolutely. And it's, you know, it's interesting because we could probably name like 12 essentials if we wanted to.
Sure.
Right.
But if we really have to look at the things that every single woman should have in her closet, not just because they're timeless, but also because they're flattering. So that's kind of how I broke this list down for you.
Okay.
So the first one is the trench coat. So obviously this is something that's been popular for not centuries, but decades, decades. Everybody
Since we
has
started trenching.
Yeah, since we started trenching, the trench coat has been the thing. But it doesn't always have to be like your typical like Burberry, the idea of a tan trench coat. It can be in a fun pop of color, it can be a print. There's so many different ways to wear the trench coat.
It's so nice to see because I always think trench coat, I think manly, I think London fog, you know, but these are really feminine and soft.
Absolutely, and you can pair a trench coat with items that make it even more feminine. So if you want to have some menswear influences, that's great. If you want to make it a little bit more feminine and a little bit more girly, you can do that as well.
And Jordan, this seems like a classic because it lasts season through season. We don't need to buy a trench every season, right?
You don't. You know, what we're showing here today are what we call investment pieces. These are, of all the items in your wardrobe, the thing that you should make the most investment in. So a great trench coat is definitely one of those.
Okay.
For sure.
Super. Next up.
So next up, we're going to talk about the A-line dress and the A-line skirt. So when we talk about an A-line, it's literally anything that creates the letter A. It's very, very simple. And that can be done with either a dress or a skirt. What I loved about these, we wanted to show you how you can update them a little bit for today. So here we have an exposed zipper on the back, which is something that's very hot right now.
Okay.
Of course, there you go. And for the skirt, the midi length. That is what we're seeing so much with skirts right now. It's not so much the midi anymore.
Is this a new thing, this new term? Because we were just talking about it last week, and it's not a mini, it's a midi,
A midi with a D.
M-I-D-A.
Yes,
Okay, and it's
exactly.
just a little longer than a mini skirt?
Right, so this is a midi skirt. So a midi skirt is going to come and it's going to hit you either just at the knee or just below the knee.
Which would be very work appropriate, right? If you're worried about a little too short for the office.
Absolutely, and what I love about the midi skirt is it's very much a vintage throwback. So much what we see today is modern, modern, modern. Well, there's a reason that styles have been so popular over the years because they truly are amazing and figure flattering, and the midi skirt is one of them. And of course, the button-up blouse. I mean, who can live without like an amazing structured button-up blouse? And it doesn't just have to be white. I love the idea of doing this in a polka dot. You could just as easily pair these two things together as you could a white blouse.
Okay.
And when you do that and you put those together, I'm like, okay, I get that, I would do that, but I can't imagine doing that in my own closet. So I love the fact that you're going go for it. Now, some of the pictures that we're showing you are some of the classic looks for the white?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you just want to use the classic white shirt, this is how you do it. But if you want to take it and update it a little bit more, you can go with something with a print. And the great thing about prints is if you choose something that's a very traditional print, like a stripe or a dot, you can essentially use that, make that like an absolutely neutral color in your wardrobe.
Well, I was teasing myself.
That way.
I didn't have that. I don't have a plain white because I've always tried to do color. So you don't have to do the plain white. You can do something like polka dots.
You can, but I think it's important to have the plain white in your wardrobe.
Really?
Too.
Okay.
Plain white. I mean, we might not be able to wear it on air, but what I was seeing in those pictures is a lot of the jewelry.
Yes.
So jewelry changes it up. What you're putting over it and under it, you can put a tank top underneath it.
For sure, and you can dress this up or dress it down. Weekend work, evening wear, as we saw a few pictures of people actually pairing it with very dressy, silky skirts. 100%.
Good tip.
Yeah.
And then you can do the whole Tom Cruise thing too and slide through the room.
You can also do that.
With your shades.
Well, we know you'll be doing that. Yeah.
No. I'll be doing it alone because these two are like, you're a nerd.
Oh boy. Now for us who are afraid of flats, talk to me about these.
Don't be afraid of flats. I know so many people are, Cassandra and I on Real Milwaukee go back and forth about that too, about flats. But it's okay to embrace your height if you're a little bit short. And if you're going to do it, if you're going to wear a flat and you're used to wearing heels, don't go straight to a flip-flop or something like that. Do something that actually has a little bit on the bottom of the shoe. Oh, so there's a little bit of a raise on the bottom of these. And you'll see also in the pictures that you're seeing right now, you can do a flat with a pointy toe, with a rounded toe. You can go more of a traditional loafer.
Yep, what she was talking about.
Just a little bit of a raise.
And that's nice because it's a gripper, too. A gripper.
It is.
Right.
Absolutely.
You're not going to shimmy around. Okay. And I love it.
Right? The classic tote. I mean, seriously, where would we be without the classic tote? Everyone has to have one.
Yeah.
What I love about this one and what kind of updates this for me, first, it's duotone, black and this fabulous caramel color, which is always so hot. And then there's a hot pink lining.
Oh,
so, you know, if you just want a little bit of a punch of color,
you said the magic word.
You're seeing the slightest bit in the lining.
Oh, nice. Hot pink. Yeah, we love that. Now, can you do this with jeans, the office?
You can do this for anything. The only time I wouldn't do it is a very elegant night.
Okay.
But other than that, you can do this all the time. And, you know, I had the most trouble choosing a tote. There are so many amazing totes at Boston Store right now where all of this merchandise came from. I can't even tell you.
And lastly, does it have to be solid, or can we do prints with the totes?
You can do prints. You can do something fun, sporty chic, like perforation. There's a lot of different things you can do with the tote.
Okay, good to know. That's nice.
Love it.
We'll take that off your hands. You know, we got a lot. You got a lot to carry in your car.
Yeah, just don't tell Boston Store.
It's perfect. We love that.
Thank you, Jordan.
Coming up on Studio 8, boy, what a great weekend to be outside with your tote, your flats, whatever, right?
Right. We also got to check out what Vince is wearing. He's going to be in next to tell us if the weather is going to continue this good through the rest